Hi, Roehampton Club. This is Suzanne with another 45-minute Pilates class. You will need your mat, a nice little room to work in. You'll need a block and a band, please, a stretch band. If you haven't got a stretch band, you could use the rope of your bathrobe or indeed just a towel that you will be able to wrap around your foot for a nice stretch along the backside of your leg. Good. Make sure if you've got any injuries that you listen to those injuries. You think back about physio exercises rather than pushing through with my exercises. A, I'm not there, and B, the physio will have closely worked with you and will know what's best for your body. And also, you're the expert of your body, so make sure that you do what's best for you. So we're going to start up by just standing on both feet, lengthening those arms up to the ceiling, and then just bringing the chin down to lengthen the arms back down again. So up you go, and down. Make sure you keep breathing. Up and down. Keep going with that. Couple more. Lengthening through those fingertips. Last one. Good. And from here, bring the arms forward. Pull your shoulders back, please. You're now going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. You're now going to keep the head where it is, but the arms are coming forward. So you're pulling the shoulders forward and then pull the shoulders back. So shoulder protraction and retraction, just feeling how the shoulders are moving over the top of your rib cage. And that just loosens up nicely through that top end. Make sure that you draw the belly button in. You gently tuck your tail between your legs. Good, one more time. Pull the shoulders back now because that's good posture, and then allow that arm to travel around you. Take your hips with you for this one today. You can twist a little bit through the knees, but try to keep your feet nicely standing on the floor. So you're not twisting through the feet at all. So you're breathing out, pull to the back of the room, and breathe in to bring it back to the front. Keep going, breathe out to rotate. Breathe in to bring it back. Breathe out. Find rotation. And you're going to pull back until you feel a stretch sensation in your rib cage. Or maybe in the waist. Depends where you're tightest. A few more times. To the front. Last one. Make sure that you're breathing and bring it back and down. Perfect. Good. Big shoulder rolls. And then widen your feet a little bit wider than hip width and turn your toes out. You're going to go from side to side here, finding length in your waist. I'd like 2 more, please. There is 1 more. Good. And now you're going to lift the arm up and stretch over the midline, but reach the fingertips up to the ceiling. Drop the other shoulder downwards. And then inhale, exhale, bring it over to the other side. Good. Make sure there is a breath. One more time. And then bring it together. We're going to go chin to chest. Roll it down. Good. And then listen, if you can hold it here. You don't need to do anything else. Just draw that belly button in, tuck the tail in. But if you can do a little bit more, you're now going to walk forward. You're going to come onto your hands and toes. Hold it here for a moment. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift your hips up. Walk back again. Find the soles of your feet and roll it back to the top. And if that's too much, just hold it there in that position. Don't walk forward if you find that that is too much for you. But if you can, see if you can come forward onto a plank on your toes and hands and really finding that core connection, the belly pulling in, the tail tucking between your legs, the shoulders pulling down your back, the back of your head lifting. And then pike your hips back up, bend your knees gently, walk back again onto the soles of your feet, walk to the top, And breathe out to stretch. Let's do that one more time. Chin to chest, roll it down, draw that belly button in, tuck the tail in, walk forward. You can stay there, you don't need to walk forward if you don't want to. Pull the shoulders down, lift the back of your head in, tuck the tail between your legs. Feel how the tummy is pulling in. Inhale. Exhale, lift the toes a little bit, sorry, the heels a little bit higher up. Lift the hips up, come back onto the soles of your feet, roll it up. Circle those arms to the ears, and one last time, stretch it out. And bring those arms to the side. Balance is up next. Hand on hips. Clench the bum cheek. Make sure the center of gravity is on your heel, and then lift your leg up. Good. So for a level 1, and a good warm-up is just standing on one leg and try to lift the knee up so the knee is as high as the hip. But it's okay to keep the foot nice and close to the floor, particularly if you're struggling a little bit with balance. Make sure the leg that you're standing on is straight, so we're not standing and balancing on a bent knee. Good, then bring that leg down, and let's do the other side. So lengthen the leg, engage, and then lift. And then hold it lifted. Try to lift it up to hip height. But if you find that that's not working for you, then just bring it off the floor. Also go somewhere close to a surface so that you're not scared. So I need you to be confident when you balance. Good, and then bring that leg back down again. We're now going to make it a little bit harder. So level 1, go back onto the other side and just hold that leg and balance. If you can, swing the leg from the front to the back. Make sure you're standing on a straight leg. Make sure you're not holding your breath. That's your level 2. I have to make sure I don't topple over. Good. For level 3, swing the leg behind. Stand on top of your toes at the back, and then bend your knees for a nice steep curtsy lunge. Bring it back up, swing the leg around, bring the foot back again onto the toes, and then into a curtsy lunge. Now, my curtsy lunges are absolutely minute because of my knee, but you can make this a little bit deeper. Stand on your toe and bring it down into a curtsy lunge. Good. Keep going. Make sure you stand on a straight knee. Bring it back and a curtsy lunge. Good. You've got one more. Keep breathing, please. Swing it around, back onto the toe, and a curtsy lunge as deep as you can make it. Good job. And then stand on both feet and just shake it out for a moment. Right, let's do the other side. So this is my operating knee. Let's see how I'm doing. So level 1, just balance. Level 2, you're swinging it forwards and backwards. Make sure you're standing on a straight leg. My curtsy lunges are going to be absolutely tiny on this side. So make sure that you, if you've got a healthy knee there, that you are doing it much deeper than what I can do. So that's your level 2. Level 3, bring the heel behind. And then a curtsy lunge. Bend the knees and come back up. Swing the leg around. Bring it behind you again onto the toes. And a curtsy lunge. Good. Keep going with that. It's not really a breathing pattern I can give you. I just don't want you to hold your breath, okay? Swing. Stand on the toes. Bend your knees. Let's do that one more time. And swing it around. Bring it behind you. And bend your knees. And come back up. Perfect. Let's go down onto the floor. So you're going to make your way down. You're going to be on your hands and your knees, and you're going to do a cat-cow. I just need to pull you a little bit closer, so I might take 30 seconds or so. So cat-cow, please. So knees are directly underneath your hips. Your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. And then you're moving through a flexion and an extension of the spine. I like to breathe out as I come into a cow and breathe in into the cat, but I'm really happy for you to breathe the other way around. As long as you're please not holding your breath. And then come into a neutral position. Pull the shoulders down your back, draw the belly button in, tuck the tail in. Extend one of your legs and just stand it onto the big toe without bending the elbows. Lengthen the fingertips of the diagonal arm forward. Good. You're now going to breathe out as you extend leg and arm. Breathe in to bring it back down again. Breathe out. And breathe in. Good. Keep the upper body and your hips perfectly still. Good. So level 1, only do the leg. Bring the arm down again for a level 1. Level 2 is what I'm demonstrating. Level 3, lift up. We're now going to bring the leg and the arm out to the side. Bring them back in line and back down again. So you want to really try to keep the hip stability and the shoulder stability running. So there is no wobbling going on through the body. Good. I can do one more before my wrist starts to complain. So let's do one more. Lift up, out to the side, back in line, and bring the knee and hand down. You're now going to open up your knees, keep your feet together, and sit back as far as you can into the child's pose. And hold it here. Drop the breastbone down and try to keep your elbows off the floor. So the elbows are long, and you're feeling that stretch in the upper body and the shoulders. Good, and then come back up with me. Let's try the other one. So you're going to extend one leg. You're going to extend the opposite arm. So level 1, just a leg. Level 2, both lift up and bring it down. I'm going to struggle with my sofa there. Lift up and back down again. Lift up, back down. It's either the sofa or the cupboard here that's in the way. I'm just going to bring the arm out to the side a little bit more. And then for a level 3, you bring the leg out, you bring the arm out and back again. Okay, I need to turn slightly. Here we go. That's better to demonstrate. So lift up, out to the side, arm and leg, back to the center, and back down. Good. Keep going. Lift up, out to the side, back in line, and down. Now, I can't do any more because of my knee, but you can do a few more. So up you come, out to the side, back in line, and down. Let's do 3 more. Lift up, out to the side, back in line, and down. 2 to go. Lift up, out to the side, back in line, down. Last one. I've been cheating. I've gone back to the good side. I hope you haven't done that. You should be nice and even now. Good. Hands back under. Another cat-cow here, just to move through that spine again. Nice and long. One more time, please. Up you come. And lengthen and extend. Good. And now we're ready to come onto our backs. So roll over and lie on your back, starting with a lovely pelvic tilt. Good. So pulling that lower back onto the mat and releasing it again. We're trying to find that internal connection. Trying to find that tilt from the hips to the ribs through the 2 hip bones. Trying to find that belly button pull down and the pelvic floor lift as well. So I call this connecting to your core. Make sure you breathe out on the tilt. You breathe in on the reverse. So it should feel like somebody's tightening a belt around your waist. What we're going to do next, we're going to practice holding the core and breathing at the same time. So you're going to tilt your hips towards you. You're going to pull the lower back onto the floor. You're going to draw the belly button in. You're going to lift your pelvic floor. And now you're going to hold it here and you breathe. Try not to clench your bum cheeks. So they're slightly engaged, but they're not clenching. In through the nose, don't let go. Out through pursed lips. We're not moving anything anymore. We're just breathing. That's the only movement that you do, that breath. So we're not letting go. We are keeping that core connection running. Couple more times. Last one. And on the next exhale, we're going to lift one leg, followed by the second leg. Going to inhale. And we're going to exhale to bring the first leg and the second leg back down again. And then don't let go. Keep breathing, keep moving, but change lead leg. And that has brought you into a level 1. Bring those feet back down again. For a level 2, we're now going to hold the legs in a tabletop. Really make sure that the core connection is there. So make sure you're not letting go. So it's a toe tap, and you need to bring the knee forward. So don't just bend the knee. You need to physically move the thigh away from you. Good, and keep that knee directly over your hips. Good, the ones with osteoporosis or neck issues, stay with this. Everybody that has got healthy necks and spines, lift the shoulders and head up and keep going. Find that connection through the external abdominal connection as well. So this should feel even tighter now with the head and shoulders lifted. If you want to make it harder from here, you're going to lengthen the leg forward and pull it back in again. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to pull it back again, and really try to maintain the connection into the core. Don't let go. If I came and poked you in the stomach, my finger will break off because you're all prepared for that impact. You've got 4 more. 3, 2. You've got 1 more. Keep pulling that breastbone forward. Good. And then hold it there. Place your head back down. Place your legs back down. And carry on with your pelvic tilts to release that lower back. Make sure you're breathing. Good. And then bring the arms out to the side, palms up. Super glue your knees together and start your twist stretch. Your feet are stacking. Good. And you want to start with a small range of movement. And then you want to slowly become bigger. So if you've got any tension in that back, don't force into it. Start small. And if there is a release, then move deeper into it. If there is no release, then don't move deeper into it. Then keep that small range of movement going. That doesn't mean it's going to be the same tomorrow. You just might be a little bit tight in the area. Never should you go so deep that it takes your breath away, please. Keep going with this. So a couple more. And bring it back to the center. Widen your feet to hip width. Bring the arms to your side. Tilt your hips towards you and come on up into a shoulder bridge. Really pull the shoulders down into the mat together with the length of your arm. Really feel and appreciate the length that you're feeling, that sensation of opening up the hips. Then inhale, exhale, bring it back down again. So make sure that you are using your feet and shoulder to go up and down into that bridge and out of that bridge. Particularly important if you've got spinal issues like a bulging disc or like osteoporosis, where you really have to try to support your spine, that downward pressure into the floor with your feet and shoulder. So it's almost like you're moving through the spine weight-free, but you're moving and you're finding that precision through the movement, but not through pressing it into the floor, please. That would be the wrong sort of thinking. So don't just relax those shoulders. It's called a shoulder bridge for a reason. Good. We're now going to lift our heels up. So walk your toes a little bit closer to you. And we're going to do exactly the same thing. So you're going to come up, but you're going to do this on your tippy toes. Inhale at the top and exhale to come back down again. Yeah, and don't forget, the shoulders need to stay on the mat. Push them down together with the upper part of your upper arms. So that shoulder, upper arm area. Nice and precise, please. So you're still rolling through each and every vertebra as you go up and down. We've got one more. And then we're going to pulse it up there. Off the heels, please. Tuck the tail between your legs, draw the belly button in, pull the tongue in. 10, 9, 8. Breathe out every time you come up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale, bring it back down again. One after the other one, nice and controlled. Good, all right. Next one, we're going to bring the heels down, and then we're going to walk our feet forward. Walk them forward, 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 until you're fairly long through those legs. Make sure your feet are parallel. And what I need you to do here, I need you to lift your toes up and now imprint your lower back, clench your bum cheek, and then on the exhale, push the shoulders down to come up. Push the heels down and back down again. So really important is that you push the heels down, and that really activates the back of your legs. So imprint the back, push the heels down and lift up. Of course, the shoulders are working hard again, and bring it back down again. Exhale to lift and inhale down. Keep going. If you find a cramp coming on, have a break. Push that heel into the mat and really clench your bum cheeks as tightly as you can. Please breathe. Hold it at the top, 10 little pulses. 1, 2, pull the shoulders down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And bring it down. Well done. So what I had to do is really clench my bum cheeks, particularly as I could feel my hamstrings starting to want to cramp. So I hope you managed that. Good, good, good. All right, let's lie on our side. Grab your block, bring it underneath your head, and push it all the way back towards the back of the room. And just measure your room quickly. I want to be able to move my arm. Good. Make sure that the waist is lifted away from the mat, so the hips are stacked, the shoulders are stacked. You've got a big chunk of air between your hands. Good. So the movement I'm after is called Around the World, where we twist through the hips. Sorry, not the hips, the waist. And we are moving through the shoulder joint as well. So it's a big around the world movement. When the body is facing forward, the palms are down. As you open up your eyes towards the ceiling, the palm is up, and then it turns again, the palm. And as you can see, I'm changing direction with each one that I do. So what I'm after here is pain-free shoulder movement. And I also want the shoulder to be in the right place. So gently pull the shoulder back and down and only give me the motion that is pain-free. So if you can't do full range because there is a niggly pain in your shoulder, then don't give me full range. Only give me the range that you can do pain-free. The second focus here is the core connection and then that twisting through the spine to the back of the room. You're not going to feel a burning sensation. You're going to feel movement. You're going to feel that mobility, that stiffness disappear. That's what I'm after here. So don't look for a burn, look for movement. Can I move more with each one that I do? And is there a stretch somewhere? And all of those feelings are the correct physical feeling, as long as it's not in pain. To keep going. The eyes are forward. The eyes are up to the ceiling. But I can still see through the corner of my eye how my hand is moving. Breathe out. Palm is up. Palm turns down again. That should happen naturally, theoretically. So as you go back, you turn the palm up. And then as you're by the ear, you turn the palm down. Do one more. Nice and big. Shoulder movement. Lovely stretch through that chest. And then place the hand on the hip. Perfect. I need to move up again because now I want you to lengthen your leg. So the hip is still stacked. The shoulders are still stacked. We are not lying on our shoulder in a funny position. We're tucking the shoulder underneath us. We're pressing that bottom thigh onto the floor and we're lengthening the leg. Now just flex and point through that foot. Flex and point through the top leg. Good, and then I would like you please to hold your leg flexed. Really pull the tummy in, tuck the tail between your legs and lengthen your spine. I would like you to pulse here up and down and really feel all of the stabilizing muscles working. So I feel my core, I feel that tummy pull in, I feel that bottom thigh pressing firmly into the floor. I feel how I'm pulling my shoulders back at the back of my head. I feel how I'm lifting my breastbone up and everything here is engaged. So it's that core connection we practiced earlier. And theoretically, you should be doing this, or should be able to do this without wobbling through the upper body. So everything from the waist to the crown of the head is in good position, in good posture, but also so well activated that there is no movement. Good, and then have a quick rest. That was your level 1. I'm very happy for you to go back to this level 1 and do that one again. If you can do a little bit more, and you're going to be careful where you lie on your hip, so you don't want to hurt your hip bone. So you're going to open up your heels. Sorry, you're going to open up your toes, not your heels. Keep your heels together. Bottom leg is lifted as well as the top leg. And now I'm pulsing my feet together. And again, I'm doing exactly the same thing. I'm working on my stabilizers. So now I've lost that bottom leg. I've lost my hand as well. But make sure that the waist doesn't sink. You keep the upper body perfectly stable. Make sure that you're breathing in through the nose and out through pursed lips. You're lying on a part of your hip that is pain-free. If you can't find any place to lie your hip onto, then please go to level 1 where the bottom leg is bent. If you're completely still, why don't you speed it up a little bit just to challenge that stabilizing. You've got 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good job, and relax that for a moment. Perfect. We're now going to do the clam, but we're going to lift the foot up so that the foot, the top one, this one I'm wiggling here, is just off the mat. Good, and then you're going to open and close with that foot hovering, and it's really quite hard to keep that leg hovering in a good position. Really tuck the tail in, please. Feel it in your bum cheeks. Pull the tummy in, lift your pelvic floor. So you've got about a 10 centimeter gap between your feet. Find that external rotation. Good, you've got 5, 4, 3, Don't wiggle that leg. Keep it as stable as you can and then hold it up here. Now I would like you to give me tiny little baby circles through that thigh, keeping that foot nice and close to the other foot. Really clench, keep breathing, little baby circle, draw that belly button in. Change the direction, about 10 in each way. 2, 3, 4, 5, should be burning by now. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And relax. Good job. All right, we're going to line our back. You can lose the block if you don't want it. I'm going to keep it there. We're going to use the leg that you've just worked on, and you're just going to fold the ankle over your thigh. So not the thigh over thigh, ankle over thigh. And then you're going to bring the arms out to the side again. Perfect. And now take this from side to side. Look over your shoulder. Here, I can personally feel it in my bum cheek. And then when I go over to the other side, I can feel it more in my lower back. I'll be very careful with my back. Good, you keep going with this. So both sides should feel slightly differently. Make sure it doesn't take your breath away, and you're going to do the same thing as you did on the other side. So you're not going too deep too quickly. So really allow your body to get used to it. And again, if the block annoys you underneath the head, then let go of that. Just move it away. A little bit deeper with each one that you do. Trying to keep those shoulders on the mat. Yeah, and then bring that back to the center. Lose your block. Take the band and strap the same leg you've worked on into the band. Hold on to the end of your band and lengthen your knee. Pull the big toe towards you and heel the heel up to the ceiling. Good. We're now going to lengthen the opposite leg, and you're going to allow this leg to drop over the midline. Feel a stretch on the outside of your thigh. If the doctor has told you not to cross your midline, then just hold it in that long leg with the foot above your hip joint. We're now going to take it out to the other side. Turn your foot down and pull the leg a little bit closer to you and find a groin inner thigh stretch. Hold it there. I'm turning my head away again from my moving leg because that gives me a little bit more stability. Let's do that again. Pull it over the midline. And if you lengthen the outside of your foot away from the hip and up, so you're rotating the sole of your foot outwards. So now you can see the sole of your foot, of my foot, not your foot. That should really lengthen that outside line and should give you a deeper stretch. Over to the side again. Turn the foot down, pull the leg a little bit closer to you. Find that groin stretch. Hold it there for a moment. And bring that back to the center. Good. Now flex your foot one more time and pull it nice and close to you. Nice and close. Make sure it doesn't take your breath away. You've got 4 more. 3, 2. And then lengthen those arms. Wonderful. Let's try the other side. So grab the block. Come over to the other side. And lie back down again. We're going to start with that pulse again. No, we're going to start with the around the world once more. Draw the belly button in, tuck the tail in, push the block back a little bit more, making sure that we're properly stacked. So the waist is lifted off the mat here, the waist and the rib cage. If the rib cage is down, I'm pretty sure that your shoulders aren't lined up. A big chunk of air between your hands. Make sure the back of your head pulls back. And then you're going to move the arm up to the ear. And then rotate the hand up to the ceiling. And as soon as it goes over your hip, you rotate the palm down again. And then we go the other way. Draw the belly button in, lift the pelvic floor. Make sure you're breathing out on the movement. And then breathing in again to finish it. Keep going and lift the arm up to the ear. Avoiding the sofa. Bring it to the front. So again, I'm taking you through what you should be feeling. So you should be feeling that core connection, that belly button pulling, the pelvic floor lifting, the tail tuck, that strength in your core, the powerhouse, as it's also called. And then you should feel that big ability to rotate through the shoulder joint. So that mobility, that movement, that stretch in your chest, that length in your fingertips. And then another thing you should be feeling is what's happening in your waist. So that light twist that you're creating from the hips into the armpit. You can make it bigger with each one that you do. Let's go in each direction one more time. Make sure the back of the head doesn't start riding forward. Think about good posture here, lining up your feet with your hips, with your shoulders. Good work. Hand on hip, turn your breastbone forward. Lengthen your leg and flex your foot. Press the bottom leg into the mat. And again, you're trying to not wiggle through the top end. So it's that stabilizing muscle, the stabilizing muscles you want to work here. So everything from the hip to the crown of the head needs to be engaged. From the shoulders, actually from the back of your neck, to the shoulders, to the core, your powerhouse, to that bottom thigh and the length in your leg. Everything is switched on. This is your level 1. Have a break. For a level 2, you're now going to lengthen those legs. You can keep it in a level 1 if you want to. Find a position through the hips that is not painful. Lengthen the bottom leg off the mat as well. And start your pulse. In through the nose and out through the pelvis. Make sure the top shoulder doesn't start dropping. So pull the shoulders back and down. Draw the belly button in. Tuck the tail between your legs. And pulse. Keep breathing. Make sure there is no movement through the waist and the ribs. In through the nose, out through pursed lips. If you feel that you're losing the rhythm, start again. Stop for a moment and start the rhythm again. Really lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Good. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wonderful. Have a quick rest. Good. Make sure that the waist stays lifted. You're now going to lift your leg up so your feet are just hovering. And then you're going to give me the clam with that leg hovering. So you're not resting on the other foot, but you're keeping that leg nice and close. Open and close. Pull your shoulders back and down. So keep your foot lower than your moving knee. A deep outward rotation. Breathe out as you pull up. You clench that bum cheek. Keep pulling those shoulders down. And don't forget, tummy is pulled in, tail is tucked between your legs, the waist is lifted, the rib cage is lifted, so your posture is absolutely spot on. 2 more. Last one. Hold it in this position that the foot doesn't really move very much. It's the knee. You're circling that thigh bone in your hip joint. Keep breathing. Make sure the bum is clenching. Tiny little movement here. Keep the knee as wide open as you can. Change the direction. Go the other way. 10, 9. Are you breathing? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Beautiful. Grab your band. Strap your leg into the band. Oh, no, we've got the twist stretch first. So onto your back. Cross one ankle over the thigh. The working leg, please. And then start with your rotation again. Again, you're starting small. You're making it bigger as you get used to it. Feel free to lose your block if the block is not in a good position for you. Oh, it's tight. Good, make sure you can breathe, particularly if you're anything like me. When I go over to this side towards you, real stiffness there. I'm not going to go and flop down into it. I'm really controlling it. Do the same, please. Control your stiffness. A couple more. Last one. Fabulous. Bring it back to the center. Grab your band. The working leg is strapped in. So make sure you don't do the same leg twice. And then find your hamstring stretch. Heel up, toe down. Lengthen the opposite leg. And now take this over the midline. Lengthen through the top edge of your foot. Lengthen it away. So you're rotating the soles of your foot away from yourselves. And then open it up the other way. Pull the leg a little bit closer to you. If you turn your toes downwards, you get a better inner thigh stretch. If you push the opposite leg, the long leg, into the floor a little bit more, you get a nicer, deeper stretch. Out again. Keep those shoulders beautifully engaged into the mat. I'm also looking away from my leg because that gives me a nice little counterweight. Bring it back to the center. Heel up to the ceiling one more time. Bring that toe down. Really lengthen through the back end of your leg. And then lengthen those arms. Bend the knee. Come out of the band. Roll onto your side. And come on up into a seated position. Well done, everybody. That's all done and dusted for today. I hope you feel much better for it. I hope that you could get rid of a little bit of stiffness and you feel nice and ready for your evening or for your day. Say hello to me when you see me at the club. Everybody, have a good night. Bye-bye.